Thank you, guys. Give it up for Billy, everybody. Let him hear it. Like you mentioned, I wrote for the Ellen DeGeneres Show, and then I'd grow this beard so they could tell us apart around the office. It is so nice to be here in front of a real audience. I just finished up doing cruise ship gigs for the first time. Was there clapping? It's not like that. I thought it would be like that, too. I was misled about what a cruise is. Have you guys been on a cruise before? I thought a cruise would be full of young, topless girls like Rose in Titanic. Instead, they're full of dying old ladies like Rose in Titanic. They did not like that joke as much aboard the cruise ship because many of them were Titanic survivors themselves. So I was on a rush to get here. I stopped at McDonald's along the way. That's always a mistake. McDonald's sign used to say 99 billion served, but I looked it up and there's only 8 billion people on Earth, which means McDonald's food has killed 91 billion people. You guys buy your tickets online for this show tonight? Yeah? Did you have to pass the Are You a Robot test? Anytime I buy anything online now, I always have to pass the Are You a Robot test. It always asks me one of 3 questions. It always says, choose the pictures that have traffic lights, choose the pictures that have buses, or choose the pictures that have stop signs. So I have no idea how we're supposed to trust self-driving cars. Now that I know the 3 things robots cannot identify are traffic lights, buses, and stop signs. And sometimes bridges, crosswalks, and motorcycles. How is that the robot test? Do you think the robot test would be like, choose the pictures that show irony, sadness, and love? But I trust self-driving cars way too much. I don't even have one. I just mean when someone else is driving one. Like if I have to get to an exit and there's a Tesla in the way, I just merge right towards it. I'm like, I'm sure Elon will make it move. Thing's a way smarter driver than I am. It'll find a way out of this. But all cars, they all have like smart technology on them now. Like they all have these smart radios that tell you what music's playing right on the dashboard. Like it'll say Nirvana when Nirvana comes on, and Pearl Jam when Pearl Jam comes on, and Garbage when Coldplay comes on. I heard a few groans from the Coldplay fans over here. We'll get into the offensive, controversial part of the set now. No. What do you guys think? You guys think you can joke about anything? Or you guys think there are topics you shouldn't joke about? Anything? That's a big debate right now, you know, like cancel culture and stuff like that. Like as a comedian, I like to think you can joke about anything, but I think there are topics that are hard to joke about, like mental health issues, for instance. Some people take that very lightly. Like I have a friend, anytime she does anything weird, she always goes, oh, I'm so OCD. But like obsessive compulsive disorder, that's like a real issue that people have. Like you know what obsessive compulsive disorder is, right? And you know what obsessive compulsive disorder is, right? And you know what obsessive compulsive disorder is, right? And you know what obsessive compulsive... I just want to make sure everyone will get my obsessive compulsive disorder joke. And, hold on, I lost track of where I'm going to have to start over again. You know what obsessive compulsive disorder is, right? And comedians complain about political correctness a lot. And I get it, because the rules of political correctness, they're completely arbitrary. They make no sense at all. Like, for instance, if I get up on stage in a comedy club and do an impression of, say, Sylvester Stallone, everybody laugh and think it's funny. But if I get up on stage in a comedy club and do an impression of, say, a mentally retarded person, everybody very offended. Even though they're the exact same impression. You guys did the voice in your head. That's on you. I did nothing. And they say you're not supposed to joke about stereotypes anymore. But here's the thing. I think it's possible to laugh about stereotypes and have a sense of humor about them without actually believing the stereotype and being a bigot yourself. Like, for instance, I think it's funny to joke about the stereotype that women are bad drivers. But I don't actually think women are bad drivers because I'm not a sexist. I think it's funny to joke about the stereotype that Asians are super smart. But I don't actually think Asians are very smart at all because I'm not a racist. And how can they be smart when they're worse drivers than women? See how much further I can push you guys. What are the politics like here? You guys, what do we got here? Kamala supporters? Ooh. Trump supporters? None? Anybody still rooting for Biden to pull through? He is way too old. Trump's getting up there too, you know. Trump, he's 78. Melania's going to be 19, you know. They're all... The problem is we're too divided as a country right now. You know, we're fighting over too many stupid things. Like, what we got to be able to talk to each other. That's one of the things I like about traveling around the country for stand-up, is I get to meet people on both sides of the aisle. Like for instance, I did a show in Florida one time, and I got to go out afterwards for drinks with Eric and Laura Trump. And regardless of what you think about them politically, they're really nice, down-to-earth people. They're cool. And from working at the Ellen Show, I got to meet Barack and Michelle Obama, and they both seem like really cool guys. Like, Barack and Michelle, they both seem like cool dudes. And I think we should be able to say nice things about each other instead of just spreading insults and weird, stupid conspiracy theories. I live down the street here in Toluca Lake. We got a lot of homeless people around there. I got in an argument with a homeless person the other day. It wasn't even over money. I was walking, and this guy was sitting on the sidewalk, and he goes, "Hey, buddy, you got the time?" And I said, "No," and I kept going, and he goes, "What do you mean, asshole? You're wearing a watch." And I turned around, like, "I'm not an asshole. My watch battery is dead. I don't know what time it is." And he goes, "Well, why are you wearing it?" And I was like, "Because I don't really need the watch all the time. There's clocks everywhere. The watch is just an expensive status symbol to show that I have more money than people." "You're right, I'm an asshole." Got to do a really cool show last year. I got to perform in Africa for the first time. It was amazing. I did a show for an African village. It was incredible. But this first trip I've ever gone on where I had to take medication before I went to my doctor because I need these malaria pills. It said on the bottle, "Take 1 pill by mouth daily." I was like, you don't have to put by mouth on there. That is the default place anyone puts pills. Nobody guesses the other hole first. That is not plan A. Nobody gets a bottle of Tylenol. It's like, oh, it doesn't say where they go. I know where I'm sticking these. Same place I put my Flintstones vitamins. The only time you ever have to put instructions on the pill bottle is when they don't go in your mouth. That's when it has to say, "Take 1 pill by..." Oh, I'm not taking these pills. Rather get malaria. We got any parents in the crowd tonight? Yeah. I think it's great. I don't have kids myself. I would like to have kids, though, but it's a big responsibility, and it's a much bigger responsibility than it used to be. Because they don't stay kids forever, and no one ever moves out of their parents' house anymore. So you have kids nowadays, you're going to have a kid for 12 years, and then a teenager for 6 years, and then for the rest of your life, you just have an adult. Just some balding, unemployed jerk with a mustache who's as big as you are and gets DUIs and stuff. No one ever prepares you for that part. They're always like, "Oh, watch out for the terrible twos." They're never like, "Oh, watch out for the divorced 41s. All right, thank you guys. I've been Adam Yenser. Enjoy the rest of the show.